Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hey, I'm Scott.
Hi, I'm Skyela.
And I'm Holden.
And we are
The Dean Team.
Now it's time for part 2 of the kids ranking every ride at Universal Orlando. We've already shown you everything at Islands of Adventure, so now it's time to head to Universal Studios. What do you think? Are y'all ready for an adventure?
Let's go!
Skyela is able to ride everything. She is 54 inches tall. Holden can also ride everything at this park, and he's about 52 inches tall and 9 years old. First, you get to head into where Gru and his daughters live. You are recruited for Gru's latest scheme, which will turn you into an actual minion. This is a motion simulator where you're all in one room, but having the same experience. You get to go through Gru's laboratory, and it is a fun and hilarious adventure.
It was really cool, like how they were trying to turn you into a minion, all the twists and turns and the going up and down and the shaking. It's a starter simulator for kids.
Yep.
And if you're a big fan of the Minions like my pa is, you would love that ride.
It's a great simulation ride. Like, it's an amazing simulator. I had a lot of fun. The one thing to look out for, though, is if you have anything set down on the bar that they have over your waist, as soon as the ride's over, it pops up real fast. So if, like, Mom had her phone there, and it popped up real fast, so she had to, like, grab it. So be careful of that. But I loved the ride. It was really fun.
Minion Mayhem is a super easygoing simulator. It's not as intense as some of the other ones in the park. Whatever you go on that ride with, you will be holding with you. There's no bags or pockets to put your stuff in. There are simulator cars in a big room that share the same screen. The story of this one is really great. It's super fun getting turned into a minion, going through all of Gru's toys and equipment and experiments with the girls. The theming in the whole Minions area is phenomenal, and it continues into the rides, as well as the food and everything else here. Get ready to blast.
Yeah.
You get to join the Minions and the Vicious Six at Villan-Con. Corrupt companions adopt a furry fiend today. This queue is super interactive. We have Malicious Motors, where you're seeing the latest in tech for villain transport. You get to check out all of the gadgets at Unlawful Outfitters. Over here at Corrupt Companions, it says this is a genetically modified animal. Do not feed. Villains, but make it fashion. El Nerdo versus El Macho. Of course, there's a cosplay contest.
What was the other one that we
We did Men in Black.
Men in Black was a lot better than this one because it was 3D and stuff, and this was a little bit more 2D on screen. Sometimes you don't know where your blaster is pointing or like aiming. Other than that, I really liked it, and I will definitely be doing it again.
The blasters are very cool. Like actually getting to hold a full-on blaster and stand up as you do it, that's very different. Yeah.
It did hurt my arms a little bit.
Oh
though.
yeah, my hands are so tired. When you come on this ride, if you're holding a bag or a cup, you just hold what you have with you as you're riding. I took one for the team today and I held everything so everybody else could hold their blaster properly. The blasters also have 2 different buttons, and if you push them both, it gets you a boost, and I could only do one because of how I was holding everything else today. You can sync your blaster to your mobile phone, and that enhances the gameplay as well. So if you want to do that, look into it while you're in line so that you can have it ready for when you're entering the gameplay area. One thing I really like about Villan-Con is how it pokes fun at the con culture. With everything heading in, you feel like you're going to a Comic-Con type of thing, but it's Villan-Con. The theme is phenomenal. It's carried out throughout from the line onto the ride, so I really enjoyed that aspect of this ride. We voted E.T. Adventure the OG ride because this is the only ride at Universal that has been here from the beginning. It opened in 1990. This is a classic dark ride with an intro by Spielberg himself. The story of this ride is that E.T.'s home planet is dying and he needs your help to save it, so you gotta hop on your flying bike and go help him out.
So I think my brain decided it did not need that memory anymore because I've been on it 2 or 3 times, no recollection.
But what
It was like a brand new ride.
What do you think of it?
It's fun. It is fun. I mean, you got to do it, especially if you're an ET fan. It should be updated, but it's good.
Still classic.
It's a classic.
I'm an E.T. fan. Like, I've seen E.T. You raised me well, but I didn't really understand it.
So
like,
E.T. has to go help people on his home planet.
Yeah, I
Help the
understand that
creatures on
part,
his
but
home
like,
planet.
we're in the forest, because I thought like E.T. was fine. Like, I didn't know he was still being chased after the police.
Yeah, he was still being chased at the beginning.
It wasn't my favorite ride, and I'm a big E.T. fan.
Yeah.
I didn't like it that much because it was more slower, more calm. I think they need to update it a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because the animatronics are little.
I just want to say my kids have no idea what they're talking about. It's an excellent ride. You should definitely go on it, and it doesn't need any changes whatsoever because it's like my childhood. I get to come back to my childhood when I ride this one, so it's perfect as it is.
What up, kid? Beetlejuice. Yeah, I gotta talk to my parole officer, my agent, about some stuff. So, what you doing for him? Let's get in here, sister.
Thank you.
I didn't hear you coming through the Griffin door.
Thank you, Beetlejuice.
All right, keep it weird out there, kids.
Next door to ET is Dreamworks Land, and this is the newest area at Universal. It is amazing. We have a whole vlog covering everything there is to see and do here. We are back at Dreamworks Land in the evening because the Trollercoaster had a 50-minute wait during the day and it is very hot in line. And because only one roller coaster runs, so the load time takes a lot longer. Even with Express, it was going to be a long wait. So we're back in the evening. It's a little bit of a shorter wait, and we're hoping to get on Trollercoaster now.
So 2 days in a row, we gave up on the Trolls roller coaster. It seems like another one of those great kiddie introductory roller coasters for the little kids. Our reference point that we're going to use for this is the Peppa Pig coaster at Legoland or Barnstormer at Disney World. It doesn't seem worth it for me and Holden because we're one of those older kids, but you should definitely take the littles on this one if you have patience in the line.
For reference, right now the wait is 35 minutes for the ride. The ride attendant said if you have Express Pass, you're still going to have about a 20-minute wait. If you have littles, maybe worth it. If your kids love Trolls, totally worth it. We're now in Springfield, USA. This is the place that Holden could not wait to visit. Jebediah Springfield! You can check out our vlog about the best things to eat and drink at Universal. Answer the phone, dingus. It's for you. And then it says, I respectfully beg to differ. Seymour Skinner.
She said, my breakfast smells like cat food. Can you go buy me some?
There are 2 rides here in Springfield. You can join the Simpsons on a trip to Krusty Land, where you grab a seat on an indoor simulated roller coaster, and you get to see a lot of your fan favorite characters. Because we're in Krusty Land, there are a lot of carnival rides in this area too. New Simpsons animation was created just for this ride, as well as the pre-show and the queue. The ride animation is shown on a gigantic 80-foot diameter domed surface. It's called a midway because it's midway between a ripoff and highway robbery. They got the Buzz Cola. They'll deep fry anything. This is
Here's my concession stand. I use only the freshest ingredients.
The kids voted this the longest but also funny pre-show because you go through 2 different rooms. First, you kick it off in this room that's centered on Krusty's snacks and games, like the Itchy and Scratchy Wheel of Pain. And then you're going to head into another room. And the reason for this is that obviously the ride is happening, so they're cycling you from room to room, but it's a few minutes in each room. Prepare to be thrilled.
Oh, I'll let you know if that's true or not.
It's not an elevator.
I like the Simpsons ride because for a Simpsons fan like me, it's amazing. At first, there's like a giant door with a pie on it. You think you're gonna go through that, but you get raised up instead and you're like in a giant dome. And it's basically like a 3D theater. It has all the effects of a 3D theater except for the glasses, and it's really fun, and I loved it. So the story of the ride is Sideshow Bob has taken you, and you're in Krusty Land, which is Krusty's theme park, and you try to escape.
So this is maybe not for little ones?
Maybe not.
Because you want some images that little ones can't see in the ride.
Yeah, like
Was it
pandas
Simpsons?
losing their heads.
Because Holden watches Simpsons, I understand everything. I mean, I'm not a fan of Simpsons, but it was still a fun ride. It's cool because it's one of those simulation rides where it's like a all around you dome, which is really cool.
What about people who get motion sickness?
No, because you're moving a lot and the screen is, you feel like you're actually doing what the screen says you're doing, so.
I even got a little bit queasy.
Not for someone with motion sickness. Something we found out this time around about the Simpsons ride is if you're in the back row and you're a child or even an adult, you can't see anything if there's people in front of you. And we're all average height. Me and Holden couldn't see, Mom couldn't see, Dad's 5'11" and he couldn't see just because there were people in front of us. I'm glad that we rode it before so that we didn't have to wait in line again just to see what was happening.
When you load on the Simpsons ride, you're also on levels. So this time we were on the highest level. So we were seeing like the top of the screen. We couldn't see. If we had been on the lower level, it might have been a little bit better. I guess hope for the front row. Holden loves the Simpsons. So if you have a child or an adult in your party who really cares about the Simpsons a lot, maybe wait, say, can we make sure we're in the front row? The one downside of the front row is that the seat only goes up to like here. So when you're going like this, like you feel it on your back as an adult. You probably didn't notice.
I mean, I noticed, but it didn't hurt.
Yeah, for me, when we were in the front row, I was like, whoa, okay. So that's what happens when you turn 40 and your back starts hurting. Faster than a lazy snail, higher than a garden shrub. The kids voted this the opposite of Dumbo because it's very similar to Dumbo, but it's the anti-Dumbo because on this ride, you're aiming your lasers to zap your favorite Springfield citizens.
Having fun yet?
Let your spaceship do the work.
Are you aiming for the people? Aim for Homer. Get Bart.
So this was way more fun than one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, because if you try to go up and down, but for one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, you kind of just stay in one spot. So the people that you see up there, you're trying to be in the same direct line that they're in, so that you can wipe the smiles off of their faces, so that the alien can rule the world in all of Springfield. You try to get even with the faces, and then they spin around, so that's how you know you got them. And then they start talking.
The ones that are on the tentacles.
Yeah, I did pretty good, but they don't keep score, so that's the only bad thing.
One fish, two fish is better than this ride. Like a lot better. This one, it's just like a Dumbo, I guess.
I liked the water spraying aspect more than this.
Yeah.
Universal is actually not a bad park to be in when it's raining because so many of the attractions are indoors. And Universal Studios, really the only two things that you can't ride when it's raining is Ride Rockit and Twirl and Hurl. So we've kind of just been going in and out of places and it's been fine even without umbrellas or ponchos. Men in Black Alien Attack was voted the most interactive ride.
The MIB isn't all about firepower. You also need stamina, agility, street smarts.
You are an agent trainee zapping some aliens to see if you can become a Men in Black agent. Who's in the best of the best?
I love the new Men in Black.
Oh wow, so these are like, let's see, this is gonna be us. We're gonna be the next frame. On this ride you encounter 120 different kinds of aliens, many of which were created specifically for this ride.
I need a vacation. Oh, here they come. You are not MIB. I could make it through training. I could do better than that guy did right there.
It was a really fun ride. It was sort of like a Buzz Lightyear ride from Disney World. It was very fun. As soon as we got off, we wanted to go straight back on. So yeah, it's another one of those great rides for the kids. So like Skyela said, yes, it is like Buzz Lightyear, but I think it's a little bit more intense. You spin around a lot. I don't think you spin around on Buzz Lightyear, do you?
Not
as much as they did in this. Yeah, if you have motion sickness, would not recommend because we spin a lot on that. And this one has a lot more targets to hit, so you could get more points.
I'd completely forgotten all about this ride, and I don't remember how much it spun, but it is super fun. It is really, really good.
Men in Black is a ride y'all chose to come back to multiple times. Why is that, do you think?
I don't know. It's just, it's so much going on that every single time you ride it, you're going to see something new.
So there's this guy that it looks like with a cloak on, but he doesn't actually have a cloak on. And I just thought his head comes up and it was just an alien. No, this time I saw that his cloak comes off and it's like 3 aliens in there. And I didn't see that like 2 times ago.
Yeah, different things happen for sure. It's a good one. We said
It's one of the better ones because it is all kind of analog, real life stuff to shoot at, not screens. I think one of the things like with Buzz Lightyear, you're always trying to hit like a little mark, whereas this, you're just trying to shoot aliens because there's a million invisible marks on them. So as long as you hit the alien, you're scoring points, and that's more fun than hitting a small, tiny target.
Says the guy who got 267,000 points.
I mean,
to mine, like,
you know,
20,000, whatever,
invisible marks.
whatever. Now it's time for the only ride in Diagon Alley, Escape from Gringotts. It's the normal line. We're in the express line. We're still going to take time to enjoy this gorgeous area.
Go directly to the office at the end of the corridor. From there, Loews Portofino
There's a lot of galleons up in here. Undesirable number 1.
Oh, they're breaking in.
Yeah, this is them breaking in.
What was that? The Weasley's Wildfire Whiz Bangs. Accio Keys. If you don't mind, I'll join you on your tour.
Muggles might describe the journey to the vault as a high-speed roller coaster ride with sudden and dramatic acceleration. Climbers, or those who have any other conditions.
Is it gonna go faster?
Oh, thank you, sir. Scott, look at them holding on. Are you excited? Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this? Our cart is gonna look like that.
Gringotts, it was really fun, high-speed roller coaster. There's a lot of twists and turns, and it's really fun. I loved Gringotts. It was an amazing, like Holden said, high-speed ride. There's a lot of twists and turns and drops, which I really liked. It's a mix of the screens and the roller coaster function, so I really liked that about it. It was really cool. Bill Weasley, one of the goblins, and then Harry, Hermione, and Ron are in it, and some Death Eaters make an appearance.
Gringotts was so good that Skyela asked as soon as we got off, can we ride it again? That's one of the great things about having the Express Unlimited Pass is that you can ride the rides as many times as you want. So we said,
got right back on.
We went right back on, and it was just as good the second time. We're gonna head back over to Hogsmeade. Best do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous. Hedwig is seeing us off. Cabin D for Dumbledore.
It's more exciting when you're going to Hogwarts. Hopefully it's not the one that runs into everything.
Getting the letters.
Death Eaters.
Death Eaters.
Death Eaters.
It's getting dark, Amber.
Let's find a compartment.
Could use a snack. Where's the food trolley? Marnie, can't you conjure up some pumpkin pasties?
Ron, food is the first of the 5 principal exceptions to Gump's law of elemental transfiguration.
Do you know what she's talking about?
You know what she's talking about?
I have no clue what she's talking about. She's too smart. Of course you do.
I know what she's talking about. No, Malfoy Manor. Nothing good is going on there.
It's like sketchy going to Hogwarts.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What are those?
Thanks, Harry.
Something from the trolley, dear.
Oh, yes, please.
Let's get back to your seats now. I'll try and round up these little Hogwarts.
Double it up.
Ooh, Hogwarts, we made it! Oh my gosh, hi Hagrid!
Are we like actually moving now?
There's the Fort Anglia. Aw, Hagrid, you're so quick.
It's so much fun. You have to do it coming from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley and from Diagon Alley to Hogsmeade. It's 2 different things that you see. It's so much fun and it never gets old. We rode the train, like 15 times? It's just so much fun. It's an amazing experience. It looks exactly like the movies. Like we've been to the Warner Brothers studio where it was filmed and we got to like walk through the train, but this is amazing. Like you actually get to sit down and you're actually riding, so that's so much fun. There it is now.
Fast and Furious Supercharged has the most entertaining queue for a couple of different reasons. First, you get to step into an amazing recreation of the cruise headquarters that is filled with actual movie props and vehicles that you've only seen on the big screen. One thing we didn't expect is that there are actually 2 Universal team members who are also actors who are taking you through the pre-show. They're in contact with the Fast and the Furious characters and you really are getting immersed in the experience before you even get on the ride. This might be the best car.
Yeah, I'll take this one over the rest one. I liked it. It was lots of fun. The one downside that I didn't like about it was it's a one room with a big screen, and I didn't like how it was basically just that room. I wish we could have done a little bit more.
More like with practical things, not just screens.
Just
not just a screen the whole time. Something else I do want to say is this is for older kids like me and Holden. There's some cuss words, inappropriate clothing in one of the scenes.
Yeah, there's a club scene with some.
Yeah.
Just be careful with the little ones.
Yeah. So I liked it better than Kong, I liked it better than Spider-Man, and I liked it better Transformers, and I'll tell you why. I just started watching the first Fast and the Furious movie this morning, and I really liked it. All of the cars look beautiful, and I love everything about that ride. You actually like feel you're in a car chase.
Yeah, like you're in the middle of it. This ride was way cooler than I expected it to be. When we walked in, I was like, oh, this was Earthquake. What are they gonna do with these ride vehicles? But they pulled it off. If you are a fan of the Fast and the Furious franchise, this is a must-do for you. A lot of the characters from the movies are actually in this ride. They are riding alongside of you. They're protecting you. You're their family. And the ride ends with a dance party. So you're like, now we're headed into New York to meet some Transformers. Transformers the Ride is a full-on 4D experience. You really feel like you are in the middle of a Transformers movie. Megatron and his Decepticons want to rule the Earth. You've got to team up with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee to fight to keep the Allspark out of Megatron's hands and save the day. And of course, an explosive battle erupts between the Autobots and the Decepticons. Transformers is a very similar ride vehicle to Spider-Man we were talking about.
It's very similar. I do like this ride more than Spider-Man. That's just my opinion. I like when you see Megatron at the end, full size. He's giant. Transformers are some of my favorite. I would say they're heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're some of my favorite heroes. I loved watching the old animated TV show that was Transformers, and it was really cool. And I love Transformers. So I would say that this is better than Spider-Man.
You really do feel like you're in the middle of a Transformers movie.
I thought it was really fun and creative. The theming was amazing. Me not being a Transformers fan, it was still fun. I understood it a bit, but it was fun.
Yeah, you knew Optimus Prime, good guy, Bumblebee, good guy, Megatron, bad guy.
That's about it. I knew they could transform into cars and planes, because Holden had those figurines when he was younger, but it was still fun, even if you don't know anything about Transformers like me.
It feels like you're in a Michael Bay film, which is really cool.
You really do feel like you are in it. They even have the slow-mo moments.
Yeah, like you're getting a huge thing being shot at you, and it goes in slow motion and then blows up and everything, so it is cool.
I prefer Spider-Man over this one because it has more of those practical effects, whereas this one relies more on screens.
Yeah, just the changing of the room, you can see a little bit, looks like you're in the real world, but yeah, Spider-Man, more practical effects, there's real fire blazing, so Spider-Man's better.
But they're both really great rides. Universal has the rides where you have the screens, you've got the 3D glasses, they have it down pat. They're all really great attractions, just depends which franchise you like the most.
Leader of the Decepticons.
Okay, we don't have to do this. I am good. We don't have to.
Come here, you little cretin.
Come here, you cretin.
What on the lane? Is it fear or courage that compels you, fleshling?
Revenge of the Mummy is down for refurbishment while we're here, so we did not get to ride it. For Scott and I, that is our favorite ride at Universal Studios. One day, the kids will ride this one. It's a great ride because it's like part roller coaster, part dark ride. You don't know what's coming next. It's a little bit creepy, but not too scary. We did get to do a very cool character meet and greet in front of the ride. It looks very good on you. Yes, very handsome. And we also looked inside the gift shop, and I told Holden it's a little bit creepy. He didn't believe me until we went inside, and then he peaced out. He was not staying in there.
I feel like I'd slay as a mummy.
100%. Holden's out. Peace out, Holdy. We still got to have a little bit of a mummy experience, but this is for sure one of the best rides at either park.
Of course, Jimmy Fallon has the ride that's most likely to make you smile. First, you get some history on The Tonight Show, and then you head into the Flying Theater, where you go on a race through New York that takes you into outer space and even underwater. It's super fun and hilarious.
Hollywood Ride Rockit has the biggest drop with the best beats, literally, because as you strap in, you get to pick the song you want to hear while you're riding. So as the music is pumping in your ears, you climb at a 90-degree angle and then you do a massive drop. You top out at 65 miles per hour. So this is definitely the biggest thrill ride in the park. Skyela and I are chilling while the boys ride Ride Rockit. You said the hill is just a little bit too sketchy.
Yeah, I know when I get older I'm gonna want to do it, but right now because it's straight up and straight down, not for me currently, but I know in the future I'm gonna want to do it.
So if you're a kid who feels the same way, that's totally okay.
Yeah.
We get it. I found out I can't ride it because I actually have a defibrillator implant, and they have really strong magnets on this coaster that are like stronger than the metal detector that you have to go through on this ride to get on it. So they said, can't ride this one. And I was like, okay, so it's all good. We're watching everybody ride it, which this is a very good view here on this green where you can check everyone.
It's really funny.
There's a lot of screaming going on. Ride Rockit is one of 3 rides in Universal Orlando where you have to take everything out of your pockets. No hats, no sunglasses, not even a coin in your pocket. You have to go through a metal detector on this ride, on Velocicoaster, and on the Incredible Hulk. I have been on Ride Rockit before, and it is a very fun coaster because you get to pick your song, and that makes the experience completely different for every single person riding it. And if you're a music lover, this is definitely the coaster for you. How was the Ride Rockit? Oop, there it goes. You did that loop just then. What was that feeling like?
I really like this ride. I would say Velocicoaster is better. I picked a rap song.
You did?
Yeah. It was a clean one though. It was just like slow music and then at the top, and then we just go straight down, and then it started rapping, and I was like, I think I picked the perfect music. Next time I'm probably gonna do Dancing Queen.
I'm getting too old for this. I didn't remember it being that intense. 3/4 of the way through, the music stopped, and a voice came over and said, please remain seated. The ride has come over a slight delay. And you're just like, what's going on right now?
Oh my gosh.
So that was scary. It was just shakier than any of the other coasters that we've been on here. So a little, rung you a little bit, but it was good. I forgot they video you from the front.
Oh yeah.
And you can buy the DVD. And I want to say it was like $38 for the row, but if you have multiple rows, they had $10 per row to put them all together on there.
Okay.
So you're supposed to rock out to the music.
What song did you listen to?
It was the one rock and roll song they had. I forget what it was.
Awesome. We made a mistake that we don't want you to make, which is if you get the photo pass, they'll give you a lanyard with the photo pass. But sometimes you won't all be together as a party. For instance, when Scott and Holden rode Velocicoaster, Skyela and I were not there. They didn't have the photo pass on them, so they gave them like a paper card. We made the mistake of not attaching that to our photo pass during the 3 days that we had it. And so now if we want those photos, we have to pay $70 to add a full other day of photos, even though we took them during the 3 days that we had the photo pass. So if you have any of those temporary cards with photos on them, make sure you attach them to your pass during the time frame that you have it, whether it's a 1-day pass or a 3-day pass. Don't lose those photos. It's a bummer. There was like maybe 3 or 4. I'm not gonna think about it. Don't think about it. But don't make that mistake. If you have any of those temporary cards, attach them to your pass. This video is all about the rides, but we also want to give a shout out to the shows. Do not sleep on the shows at Universal Orlando because they're amazing. There's the Bourne Stuntacular show, which was awesome. I don't know how they did everything that they did.
It was so good. That was amazing.
We couldn't show you any of the Bourne show, but trust us, it's awesome. The horror and makeup show was so much fun. I will put in a couple clips of that because Holden got to be a part of that show in kind of a way. Holden was a little bit nervous that they were gonna scare him going into that show, but he ended up loving it. He said he wants to do it again.
Hey,
Hi.
troublemaker.
Hi.
Did you throw a cig at my curtain? No. Okay.
Someone in the back there.
Oh, now you're blaming somebody else behind you? That kid is so drunk. And Holden, where are you from?
South Carolina.
South Carolina? Yeah. And Holden, are you having a good time today?
Not yet.
Not yet?
He was afraid to be in here.
Sure your parents love to hear that. Not yet? How can we make your day better?
By not scaring me.
By not scaring you?
Yeah.
Again, you came to the wrong show. This part of the audience. I won't scare you personally.
Okay.
It might be a collateral scare.
Got it.
But not a direct.
He doesn't know what that means.
He doesn't what?
He doesn't know what collateral means.
He doesn't know what collateral means? I feel so secure in the future right now. I just feel like I shouldn't have taken that pill I found in the parking lot. Okay. Let's wave to the kids. Hi, kids. I'm Eddie. Hi, Holden. I live under your bed. He's too big. He's too big.
Okay,
Check
good.
the closet. Head outside. Give me a bow. The time comes to play. Come back up. Eddie, hold it right there in front. Holden, you still smoking, dude? I was worried about you. But you're fine?
I'm fine too.
Holden, you're okay? You look great. See, that was a direct scare. That wasn't collateral. Yeah, I'm fine, random person. Thank you for asking.
The horror and makeup show is awesome. There's a little bit of gore involved, obviously, but it's not like super duper gory. And the animal actor show is adorable. Going to see these rescued animals doing some awesome tricks. They're so cute. That's a great show for anybody who loves animals. And now we also have the Imagination Celebration in Dreamworks Land, which to me is one of the best shows ever. If you have Express, you get VIP seats, basically. Now everybody else is coming in to find their seats.
Do you like buffet?
Of course I do.
See, I told you. Everybody like buffet. We don't have time for this. Ooh, what large teeth you have. Do I detect a hint of minty freshness?
So the rides are amazing, but make time for the shows if you can. We're gonna end this vlog with a look at Cinesational, a symphonic spectacular, which we got to see this summer, and will be back at Universal in November of 2024. Yeah, this is gonna be the mummy, Skyela. What's this, do you think? Corn? Oh, Fast and the Furious, yeah. Oh my gosh, look at the sky, Skyla! Oh my gosh, that's awesome! Oh, Slimer! Oh my god.
Complete.
Skyla, did you see it?
Yes, it is perfect.
Mario, Luigi, and the donkey come true.
Yep. That is amazing! Yes!
Back to the future.
Scott, look! And that's a wrap on an amazing trip. Thank you so much for coming along with us to Universal Orlando. We hope that sharing all of the rides with you maybe helps your family as you plan for your trip. Please let us know in the comments if you have any questions. It was so much fun for Scott and I to see the kids' reactions of all the rides that they have never been on before. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter rides were definitely the highlight of the trip, but there are just so many great attractions here, especially for older kids. We're very happy that we did this trip when the kids are 9 and 11. They were tall enough to ride everything except for Holden not doing Hulk, which he will be doing next time. But all in all, it was just such a fantastic adventure. Thanks for coming along with us, and we'll see you soon.
Sure to like and subscribe.
And as always,